Change this up here. Go live. How's it going, Diamond? There we go. So I was wanting to keep broadcasting as far as like this death storm. Try to see if it's going to come and hit us. It says it's going to. Come out here. Oh, wow. That looks really, really wild. The wind's kind of blowing everything around here. Now, if you look off in the distance, I notice that there's a lot more of those clouds there above the road, at the very, very end of the road. And so it's like three bright masses all coming in unison. And it's like super red. If I look down here, Main Street, like really, really dark. Yeah, I haven't seen y'all in a long time. See if I can see anything from the backyard. That way I don't have to stand out at the side of the street, you know? It's about the same. Probably set it up right over here. Maybe like right there. There we go. Gate's wide open though. You know what else I noticed I can see from right here? If I see if it'll show. It's not coming up. Oh wait, there it is. See the moon now? So I've got the moon on that edge there, and as I pan over this way, I've got the storm sitting out on that side. That just looks so crazy. And it's like lining up, and it's just coming in one big wave. They said we had till like 8 o'clock tonight, I think. There's a hummingbird up there. Oh, it's up in the tree there. So anyway, how's everyone doing tonight? Set this up and I'll have a little panel here, I guess, so I can watch that storm roll in. Probably like that. A little bit of the suburban influence there. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's a real amazing picture, actually. I might go back later and then take that picture and then use that for the cover of this. So have you guys been experiencing any strange weather patterns or waves of insects at all lately? Any interruptions from electromagnetic interference, anything like that? I just ask because the latest consensus is that there's a lot going on in our entire planet with the electromagnetic interference, microwaves, insects coming in droves, animals attacking other animals and then killing them and then being poisoned by, radiation. Just the random craziness of the world. A lot of mutations. A lot of mutations. I really feel like lately I've had a higher sense of my awareness. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's all these mosquitoes biting me. But I feel more like I'm tapped into everything around me instead of just being present, actually being, on the same wavelength as everything else around me. It's a really weird feeling. It's been getting progressively stronger, my entire life, but the more that I recognize it, the more that it happens. But I've just been thinking a lot lately about you know, where the world's going and the things that are happening right now. You know, technologically speaking. I mean, we're on the verge of the singularity happening. We've got shit like CERN, you know, with the Large Hadron Collider, smashing black holes. We have quantum computers um, actually computing into other realms of existence through their own quantum entanglement. So, like they're picking up every single level that's out there and diagnosing it and then analyzing like the outcomes. It's almost like if AI were to go to that level of the quantum level, it could actually like it would take us over at that point. It would definitely take us over because it would always be out thinking on everything that we would ever do, and then it would put all the scenarios through and it would play them all out and simulate them to itself, so it would learn how to take us over eventually. So I personally think, you know, mankind is right on the verge of becoming the robots that we're building. So to put it in a simple way to speak this, I would say that humans eventually are going to be their minds are going to be basically uploaded into the cloud, and you could basically transfer to any point anywhere, wherever there's a receiving signal for that cloud, you could move yourself to that point. So if you're talking about, you know, developing humanity into the singularity where all of our minds are quantum entanglement on the cloud universally, you could literally cast little probes out into space that would bounce that signal and host, and you could travel through space that way. You could, you know, move your brain through space. You could shoot a rocket with, you know, a fully functioning robotic body somewhere else in space, and by the time the technology's already adapted for that rocket with those robots on it, you know, when they have the minds ready, they just send them straight across to that rocket, you know, or onto the robots if it's already landed. So I see humanity developing that way, but I also see us like taking our own genetics and changing them, you know. It's scary to think about it that way, because at the point where you can just create people, you know, exactly how you want them, and then you've got the verge of, you know, people's brains being moved into a possible robotic scenario, it kind of leaves no room for actual humans at that point. You know, you would just, everything would just be consciousness. There'd be no physical, you know, interaction unless you programmed it, you know, but then that would be like sensory, you know, pretty complicated. Sorry about that. I go off on a rant sometimes. So how are y'all doing tonight? Let's see, we got Diamond here. I didn't see anybody else in here. I don't know why it keeps switching back to top chat. There we go. So as you can see, we're just kind of sitting here waiting to see if this beast is going to strike. It's a big thunder. That's a big storm behind me, actually. I would say it's a thunderstorm and a dust storm. Those clouds are just building. Hey Sharon, how you doing tonight? Hey, we got Cookie here. How you doing? I don't know if you guys just got my just got on here, or if you were listening to what I was saying, but actually, that's a good question. You know what? I think D is actually like right in the wake of that. Because where he's staying, let me kind of pan this right here. Sorry. All right, so we have Storm over here, our contender, right? Somewhere up in this area over here is where D is staying. So, yeah. Oh, you were listening? Yeah, I go on these tangents sometimes. Like, I mean, it's every day, but I figured I'd start speaking about it instead of just like letting it kind of bottle up in my brain, or, you know, I'll go and discuss something with like my wife, or I'll shoot it, you know, in somebody's direction. I'll say, hey, you know, what do you think about this idea? But I usually never like tape it or go live with it. So I think it's really good, you know, to get those ideas out there so I can kind of go back on them later and, you know, later on. So, but I really do think that there's a lot going on. Damn D. Wow. Yeah, I really hope that D's okay. I haven't heard from him yet today. We were talking yesterday, and he said that he was going to be kind of just like hanging out today over where he's at. So I guess he was just kind of lay low for the rest of the weekend and take it easy. You know, Sunday fun day, whatever. I ended up doing a lot of yard work, cleaning, trying to get the house ready. So still have a lot more yard work to do. But it's all preparatory work, you know, for the holidays. And then, of course, I want to make sure that everything is in order for when me and Dee do our interviews. So everything's got to be in line. I think we're going to do some of them here, and he's wanting to do some of them over at the campsite. So I'm hoping that that works out, you know. Oh, he was on earlier? Yeah, you know, I honestly believe that, okay, so with the alien technology, Cookie, I honestly believe that we're all products of alien technology, or we're all products of aliens themselves. Which aliens, I don't know. I would presume the Greys. That's what I would think, you know. Um, Got to wear your heart on your shirt sleeve, you know. So yeah, I strongly believe in the Greys. Um, I strongly believe that they also have a major influence on the way that our society develops, the way that our civilizations have risen and fallen in the past. And I mean, you can see that there's plenty of evidence that civilization has built itself up so many times and it's collapsed. And I honestly think that those people, they got to the point where they're like, okay, we can take on anybody. We've had it with all this other shit. Now we're going to take these people out, or take these beings out. I think that that's what took it on. Every time there's been a cataclysm, I think that they've had their hand in it. So I really think that anytime that there's a reset, then we're doing it wrong. And I think that they're here to guide us. I'm really disappointed that it's not something that's, you know, like a full on invasion, because I would love to see other creatures and other beings, you know, here. Another developed civilization, or at least another developed group of beings that, you know, that can present us like a higher learning and a lot more of an influence on how to develop ourselves and how to take care of ourselves without destroying ourselves. Yeah, definitely a lot of interesting theories, or at least hypotheses. You know, still quite a bit to prove. Now, like me personally, I've had I've had 7 encounters with extraterrestrials, or being on a ship, cattle mutilation, having implants put in my back when I was a little kid, to the point where they were cutting my arm open while I was wide awake. Like they were doing surgery, like repairing my arm, because I had busted it like 6 days before that happened. And that was on, I think, June 22nd of 2002 is when that happened. Like 18, right? Yeah, I was like 18 years old. Just like to see disclosure. Yeah, absolutely. And disclosure is here. I mean, it's just one more leak away. Really, it's up to whoever's out there that might be, even hearing this message. It's one leak away. If you have the evidence in your hands that proves beyond the shadow of a doubt that not only are they here, but that they're involved, they're doing things behind the scenes. Like, I mean, just like a total, not just a leak, just like like a gushing volcano of information. So I really think that that's what we personally need, not just more people out there like us that are trying to find their place and try to find the reason why, because it doesn't make sense, when something like that picks you and comes back to you over and over again. There's got to be a point where it's like, okay, here's who I am. Who are you? Why are you here? What do you want? What can I do to make that happen, or what can I do to make things better? Like, honestly, everybody should have that information in their hands, but at the same time, we all need to figure out what the big plan really is, what's really going on, because I keep remembering this thing from a video I watched. It said religion and what was it? No, I'm sorry. Religious and political dogma will destroy civilization. So anything religious and anything political, it will always have its hand in the destruction of civilization. Like, just complete, just done. And I really think that if everybody could shift to a single way of thinking in a non-political and non-religious format, I think that that's like where we could shift as a society, where our focal point is that, instead of making every little, big bad thing into something that's either backed by religion or, or whatever theology, or backed by political sciences in some way or another. It got really purple. Yeah, this is actually a hangout. Let me see here. This is the YouTube page. Okay, that's just the embedding. Trying to remember how to share the link to this here. I think that the release of info would help make that happen. Absolutely. We need more people worldwide just to come out with the information and stop holding back. It's an age of enlightenment. People need to stop being so skeptical and accept the inevitable. We're not the only thing that's out here. There's more going on than just the one realm that we're aware of or that we see on a day-to-day basis. There's more layers to it. There's a lot behind the scenes that's going on. There's stuff that's happening exactly where I'm sitting right now in multiple realities, um, dimensionally, there's so many different possibilities there that it's potentially endless. And it may not even be, all the time, it may not be exactly where I'm at. It could be another planet or another instance of the same life. Can you imagine existing, 1,000 times or 1,000,000 times, and having every possible option that was available to you, played? And if that is the case, then technically that would be a simulation. I was just thinking, like, you could take it a step further, and you could say, what if my own brain is just a simulation? What if I'm not really here? I'm just believing that I'm here, and I'm believing who I am. And I've believed it so much that I'm stuck. And then one day you just either give up on believing and you check out and you're done with the simulation, or the simulation says, you know what, you've had enough. Now, wouldn't that be crazy, right? It's amazing the number of people who think that we are the center of the universe. Oh yeah. So you have the center of the universe people, and then you also have these. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to bag on anybody here, okay? But there's always been this whole fight about the spherical Earth or a flat Earth, or is it a half full cup of water with an ice wall around it? Um, and then of course, like that kind of mimics the idea of the the center of the universe, where in one map, I remember years ago, we were on a different spot in our own galaxy, like one particular arm. And now we're, according to a new map, we're on a completely different arm of the universe, and in that galaxy. And we're in a different spot than where we were before on the other one. And so there's a lot of people that believe that we like shifted, like in 2012, that all of us died, and that our consciousness was already ready for the shift. And so when it happened, our brains moved to another body, into another planet, just like the one that we were on before. Now, what caused that shift? Some people think that it was like in the end end of the world, end of humanity, or whatever. And when it happened, we all died and we shifted to a new planet, new plane of existence, completely different, spot, almost identical to what we were before. But then we started feeling these feelings of, old memories that we remember. And then they started putting that on the Mandela effect. And they were saying, oh, well, you remember it because Mandela effect. And it's like, well, what if Mandela effect and what if like a shift of consciousness are both to blame? What if, them building something like the Large Hadron Collider is something to blame for it? You're over there colliding different, molecules, protons and neutrons, electrons, quasar, whatever the hell they're trying to build, building black holes. Like, what if that had something to do with it? What if the quantum computers that they're running right now has something to do with it? So yeah, it can really get you in a crazy spot. Really crazy spot. Doesn't that look like a big nug? Yes, a big one, right? You know what? I could probably invite D and see if he wants to jump on here. Right? Mm. It's kind of weird. Yeah, call D. Yeah, I sent him an invite.
Hello? Hello? I don't see you, Nedra.
There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see our sunset back. There we go. Let's see if I can get this back here. Get our pop-out chat. Temperature right now. See here. So right now it is 78. Let's see here if I can split this. There we go. So yeah, here's the current temperature that is here right now. It's not bad. See if I can get this bar to move here. See if we can pull up the current Doppler. Come on. Debris from Halley's Comet to spark Orionid meteor shower Sunday night. Oh, wow. So tonight until tomorrow at dawn, cloud-free conditions will allow much of the United States to see this weekend's meteor shower. So where I'm at, it says I get fair visibility. Anybody in looks like Eastern Washington, Oregon, northern and eastern Montana, eastern Colorado, right? Yeah. Oh wait, not Colorado, Wyoming, I'm sorry. Wyoming, then northeastern Colorado, you know, down through the plains there. Sharon's cooking. It's 85 here in the desert. Hey, there's D. What's up, dude? Here, let me stop screen sharing there. So yeah, I wanted to start maybe running like some kind of at least a weekly show. I mean, obviously, you know, like the nightly thing, you know, but I wanted to start doing an actual weekly show, like a legit show. So started thinking about different topics I'm going to write on. Music, of course, is going to have to come into play as well. But I'm trying to think of how to do that correctly. Like for live feeds, I want to be able to do it live. So being able to run all of the soundboard or the sound bed itself. But I'm pretty sure I could pull it all off. He must not see I'm here. Oh, I see you, dude. I see you. Yeah, I didn't notice until I saw it's 85 here in the desert, and I guess I missed the first one you posted. So I used the wrong email. That's funny. That's really funny. I thought it was that one. I'm sorry. And so how's it going over there for you? Did you get my message I sent you about if you come back over? It's what, 6:18 right now? That's your troll account. That's too fucking funny, man. That's your troll account. Well, that's the account that you gave me to send you stuff, so what we're all wondering, D, is if you happen to have any of the weather heading your way. Are you noticing anything with, like, temperature change? Are you noticing any winds, any dust? You just got back from filling your canteen? Nothing at all. Yeah. Yeah, it's already getting pretty dark over here. Some of the clouds are already right above me. If I can tip this up. Kind of hard to tell. I mean, you can see them there. But they're already moving in above me, so I'm guessing that, it's the calm before the storm. Yeah, I don't know how you get around over there. I mean, that's got to be insane. Like, if you guys aren't aware, D's over there, camping in the rough and, like, literally, like, surviving off of the land. So I could only imagine, what's actually going down over there right now. How far away? Let's see here. Damn it. Trying to just get a map here. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. 45 minutes. Let's see here. So here's where I am here. And then you've got the forest way up here outside of town. But yeah, it takes him 45 minutes to get down to me. The fastest way is straight up this road here, Ellsworth. That's the fastest way to get to me, but you still have to get on the freeway or the side roads. So it does make it a little difficult. Well, what we were thinking is, since we have the Salt River that comes down, we're thinking about actually filming something over here too. So it's all, eventualities here, stuff that may come, down the road. It's not a forest, it's a desert. A little bit of a haul D. Yeah, but it's free camping, and it's what I was looking for, Kooky. I wanted to camp in a Breaking Bad scenario. All right, so it sounds like living to me, D. It's not a forest, it's a desert. Yeah, okay, so I already said that part, yeah. So yeah, it is a desert. I mean, technically, isn't everything a desert? Haven't they found trees that are bigger than the trees that we know of? And technically, the trees that we know are just like little bushes or maybe like grass to the trees that evidently used to exist. So aren't we all just in a desert of one way, in one form or another? I got to get my money right. Right? Well, see, that's what I was thinking, D, if... Damn it, this thing switched to top chat again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. There we go. So, if we didn't have all of our family here, we would be in the desert out there. So beautiful. Yeah, that's definitely something I need to work on too. I thought about bringing merchandise back out, just as like a means of, obviously you got to make some money, for doing what you love. So, but yeah, there's a lot of ideas that are on the table right now as far as like getting the money right. So. There you go, Cookie. Made you a mod. Trying to scroll up and it's not letting me. Oh, wait, there we go. I need stickers. Oh, stickers. I need stickers and merch. Yeah. And like I was saying the other day, D, like we could literally do that. We could start putting together different merchandise and just go ahead and start, putting it up on a web page. Wouldn't be too hard to build a website for it and just redirect from one to another, or just share the link through there with the shopping cart. It's not that bad. God, dude, they are getting me so bad right now. Goddamn mosquitoes. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and head in, guys. Love y'all. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. If the weather picks up, I'll go ahead and broadcast again. Okay?